There's a reason. No, nothing wants to live in Kansas City.
Ah,
So they left.
is that why?
Yeah.
Hey everyone, my name's Nate.
And I am Ray. And today we're going to be talking about The Last of Us, episode 4. Now, as a preface, my voice is starting to get lost for some reason. I went to emo night last Friday, and I'm thinking that's what it is. I was pretty drunk and singing, so now I sound like this. On the plus side, it was fun. And on the plus side, on Sunday, a recovery day, because hangovers now take 2 days for me, I got to watch The Last of Us episode 4. And it left me blue-balled.
Yes, unfortunately, this was the shortest episode so far. We had an episode, which as a standalone episode for episode 3, good standalone episode, didn't progress the plot any, really, at all. So then we finally got this one that progressing the plot, and it had all this fun stuff happening, and it's only 45 minutes, the shortest episode so far. I was pissed.
And I would say, that's probably a good thing for this show, for any show to be able to say is like, oh, the episode fell too short. They're like, that means they wanted more, right?
Yeah.
Which can be good and bad, but in this case, it's like really good because it left us on such a freaking cliff, man. I'm on the edge, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, Who are those people? But
Yeah.
let's start from the top, shall we? All in all, compared to last episode, this one was definitely a lot quicker paced, would be the way to put it. We got Ellie and Joel driving. Now they're starting their road trip up, siphoning gas a bunch. Ellie calls him out on his shit. She's like, how does that work? And he's like, well, what do you mean? It's gravity. It's like siphon stuff. She's like, well, but how does it work? And he's like, I know how to do it.
It works, okay?
Yeah. Which I love because we take a lot of things for granted that we just know how to do that we didn't have to figure out, and that in a post-apocalyptic world you probably have to refigure out, which would suck.
Yeah, and he was saying it sucks. They have to stop every hour to fill up because gas is so watered down.
Yeah.
I guess it's separating from whatever is in there. So
Yeah, it's true.
Sucks for them.
Which I want to point out, this is the first survival show that I think actually really hammers that home, because that's true. Gasoline breaks down. I mean, it'll break down in 3 months. It'll start to break down, So yeah, it's not going to work as well. And then, you see zombie movies and stuff, and they're siphoning gas, and it's been 50 years. They're like, yeah, we're good for 400 miles. And you're like, dude, that's fucking water. Legit is what you got right there.
I mean, I never even think about it, though, so most people probably just don't even notice. But it is cool to just have it noted. It's like, oh, yeah, of course it wouldn't last as long. Of course it would be awful. And then they're eating 20-year-old Chef Boyardee that evening, and it's like, yeah, that's nasty. Or it's probably nasty, but she thinks it's good. It's still obviously good.
It is Chef Boyardee.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Say what we will about preservatives we use in this country and everything, but you know what? We're good for the apocalypse, I guess.
Yeah, if there's an apocalypse, you've got a little while to figure out how to do your own canning and all that stuff.
You can find some Twinkies. I heard Twinkies last infinitely per Zombieland. But yeah, so no, I think it's just such a cool little detail to put in there that grounds it even more so in a zombie environment,
Yeah. And the whole way, him and Ellie are really vibing.
They're bonding.
If you could call that, right? Yeah, they're bonding on this multi-day road trip. She's got this stupid pun book that she's just telling puns to him.
It's
a
great pun book.
Yeah. And then they're camping out, and right before he's about to go to sleep, she's like, "Hey, remember those really scary people you're talking about? Do you think they're gonna come?" "No, they're not." "Okay, good night." And then he can't sleep anymore. He's like, God damn.
Yeah.
I would have been so mad. But then, yeah, they get to Kansas City, and a stupid semi has blocked the entire tunnel, and they got to find a way around.
So they go through the city, which we already know is going to go bad.
Right.
But,
yeah.
but as somebody who's never played the game or anything, I didn't think they were going to get stopped in Kansas City. Are they Missouri side or Kansas side? I don't know. I mean, nobody knows in that city itself,
That's very important, actually, I hear.
But yeah, they get stuck, and a good old ambush happens. They're freaked out a little. Ellie's like, dude, I don't know how to fucking read a map. This is my second day seeing a map. What do you which is totally fair, and they probably should have sat down, looked at it beforehand, and then gone.
Yeah. So they panic. Yeah, they're in the city, they're panicking. And like anytime you get lost, that's the first rule. That's what everyone always says. Stop. Just stop.
Yeah.
But he's driving around, they're panicking. They get up to they see the Fedra, the Kansas City Fedra quarantine zone.
Completely
And
opened.
the door's wide open, and then yeah, all of a sudden someone comes out with blood all over him. They're like, "Oh, please help!" And Joel is like, "Put your seatbelt on." He knows. He knows
Yeah.
what's going on. But,
Ellie's like, "Are we gonna help him?" He's like,
Yeah.
No, we're gonna send him to a better place. That's what we're gonna do."
yeah, one before the lack of any cordyceps was very strange to me. I guess like I would have expected to see a couple, but apparently they've
think-
been cleared out of this area.
There's a reason. Nothing wants to live in Kansas City,
Ah.
so they left.
Is that why? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good reason, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, no, there's none of the zombies going around, none of the infected people going around, which definitely was weird. And at first, when the Fedra thing was open, I was like, oh, the city's fallen, it was overrun. Turns out it was just a rebellion. Cool. We'll get to that in a sec, though. Starts off, he drives through the dude right past him. They throw a brick at the truck. Yeah, pretty effective. Can't see, right? And then tire strip. Boom. I don't know if anyone's tried to drive on flats. Yeah, that's what happens. You lose control. And then a shootout starts. And instantly Joel, who's, been coming off as like, he's trying to keep his distance, but he's been bonding with Ellie, is now like immediately like scared shitless for her,
Right.
And you can see it in his face. And he gets her to go hide. He takes care of the people. And then boom, dude breaks in, they get in a fight, and Joel's got the underhand. He's got a big gun pushed up against his neck, and Ellie has to shoot the motherfucker. It's a good thing she grabbed a gun.
Yeah, lucky for him, she did not listen to his explicit rules.
Teenagers make the right choices sometimes.
So, sometimes.
But yeah, she shoots the man, and he immediately is, she's like in shock, obviously. She's like, ugh. The guy's screaming, like, oh, have mercy, don't kill me. My mom, blah. Like, we didn't know. Joel's just like, go back in the hole. And instead of shooting him, kills him because they have to save ammunition too. And it's like, that sucks.
But he didn't pick up the gun.
Should have picked
Like
up the gun.
you've got 3 people that just died, and hey, good thing he didn't go outside because we see the trucks roll up immediately after. But the dude was just choking you with a shotgun or something.
Grab the shotgun,
And
for sure.
grab the shotgun. It's right
Yeah.
there. Grab it. But hey, you got adrenaline pumping. You're trying to get out of there because you just got ambushed by 3 guys.
Where are the rest?
Yeah, it's hindsight's always 20/20, but it's
Yeah.
right there. Grab it.
Yeah.
Grab it. It's so easy.
But then it cuts, and we get a good old dude in a cage, a Fedra cage, and some woman who I recognize. I can't remember what she's from, though, but I've seen her in a lot of things. Anyways, she, is like, where's this guy at? Where's this thing at? And then it turns out that the Fedra, that dude was like old Fedra or something, and they overthrew the Fedra. One of them got away. And then all of a sudden...
Henry, is his
Yeah,
name
Henry.
Henry? Okay.
Yeah. I forgot the name, so thank you. So Henry, they think Joel and Ellie are Henry's allies, come in to save him, essentially.
Yeah.
Right.
Really unfortunate timing for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, came in at the worst time. And honestly, though, I mean, like, if you're supposed to be the overthrown Fedra people, why are you attacking random strangers?
Yeah. And it turns out it's not even the Fireflies, right? The Fireflies who are this organized rebellious group. No,
Yeah.
this is just a woman who's pissed. The Fedra here apparently quarantined her brother and killed him. And she's right. They captured one of them who's like a doctor. He wasn't even involved apparently, but he knows where Henry is.
Potentially.
And she wants Henry.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly,
but,
yeah. And that's, it's kind of weird. It's like, I don't know what to think of this rebel group because, like, obviously Fedra's bad. I mean, and these guys overthrew them, but why are they just attacking strangers on sight at this point? Because they were attached with a full big group, and it's an armed militia. It's a group of people,
Right.
a large group. What's going on with it? And there's more, which we see with the broken concrete that starts to breathe, essentially.
Yeah.
was there like experiments going on? Is this like some sort of, crazy thing? Like, what is it?
Yeah, we've said it in previous ones, but I'll say it again. We have no experience with the game, so I don't know all the different types of zombies or cordyceps, whatever you want to refer to them as, that are out there. So, like, to me, when I saw it, it's all caved in. To me, I was like, oh, dang, some giant ass zombie's been laying there.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, it starts to heave, and it's like, oh, geez, what is underneath that?
Yeah, I'm thinking they were doing some sort of experiments there at this point because it's in a locked, facility and only a couple people know about it. Maybe they're doing some experiments for weapons and such, because humans suck and that's what we would do. Let's be real. And now they have a super zombie down there, a super fungus down there, and I'm worried. Well, I was worried at the end of the episode that when Joel and Ellie snuck in that building, I was like, are they going to go like accidentally step on it? That would be crazy,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
they just found a place to sleep. But now I'm wondering, because like that's huge foreshadowing. That's going to be something. Are we getting a Hulk fungus, which is going to cause this big outburst of stuff to happen, which is going to get them a truck to get them to leave?
I'm wondering if it's just right because in episode 2, it had like that dude with his face all ripped up, his whole body all ripped up. So it's like, is that what was being alluded to in episode 2? That big zombie? Because I mean, from the damage that the clickers did to Tess at that point, it's like that probably wasn't them, right?
Yeah.
There's something bigger and badder. Is that what this creature is? And yeah, is it an experiment or is it just like a natural evolution of these cordyceps?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what it turns out to be and what Henry is. Also, my biggest thing now is how long does it take for them to find their brother? Is that the end? Or is the end of it actually them reaching the facility? Because I don't know where this ends. So how far do they make it? They traveled a while, but now they're getting stuck and they don't have a vehicle again. And we saw how long it took them to get a vehicle last time. So
Right.
how many days are we spending in Kansas City now? How many episodes?
Yeah. How many episodes? Yeah, I don't know. But right, because we see that Henry, the person that this rebel group is after, he's out here trying to protect his son, right?
Yeah.
Who's dressed up like a superhero. And that whole thing was hilarious where, obviously before I get to that very end scene, which isn't super big, but before that, this whole time, Ellie and Joel are just like,
That's Henry at the end, isn't it?
yeah.
I didn't
yeah,
make that connection.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, that's Henry, and then that's his son, where they went up into that attic space and saw that that's where they had been hiding, and they were out of food, so they had to leave. So yeah,
Just
that
clicked.
guy was. That's funny.
Don't know why, but yeah, it just clicked.
It happens. It happens.
Jesus.
But then this whole time too, that Ellie and Joel are running around in the city trying to figure out where to go. And hey, not a bad idea. They're like, let's go to the tallest building in the city, climb as high as we can, because look, if there's going to be lazy people looking for us, they're not going to want to have to climb 30 floors up. So it's like, yeah, not a bad idea.
That's true. And also,
but-
I mean, if they do go up, they're probably going to go straight to the top, and they're not here. So
Yeah.
You know.
They're going to search every single floor. But Ellie and Joel, Joel's super upset that Ellie had to shoot that guy. He didn't want her to have to do something like that, which was one of the reasons for the ground rule of no guns. And, she's crying, and he knows that she's obviously having a tough time with it. And it's just super heartfelt. He's really being this father figure to her now, trying to like, look, it's not your fault. You had to do it. You didn't kill him. I killed him, even though you shot him in the butt.
Yeah.
She, for all intents and purposes, killed him. But it's kill or be killed. So, but he's super upset that she had to do that, and they have a few good moments with that, talking to each other. And she came out with, that's not the first time she's killed somebody.
Which
And,
makes me think she did go into the mall with somebody now.
Yeah, and if that somebody, yeah, true. If she went into the mall with her friend turned, and then she had to kill her friend, or before her friend turned, she had to kill her, because it's like, hey, you got bit, you're dead anyway.
Or some dude was abusing her, and she took him to the mall, let him there, and
Yeah,
got him
Yeah.
killed.
All some reason, right?
Yeah.
She's killed someone else in her past, and she probably was not alone when she got that initial bite
Wow.
that revealed that she was immune.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a lot that was going on in this episode, and a lot of stuff that was really foreshadowing things that are probably going to come out, and it was I had a lot of fun with it. I love this episode.
Do you think GPS still works?
GPS, I would doubt it.
Because GPS
Right.
is just a satellite uplink. If you can talk to the satellite, then you have the coordinates. But
Maybe,
it's also
but it-
2003 satellites, and GPS wasn't.
Yeah, there had true. That's the thing too. You got to realize the world stopped in 2003.
Yeah.
There's been no technological
Was
advancements.
there
since
GPS
then.
in cars in 2003?
May not in cars, no.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Like super
Expensive, like Bentleys,
heavy.
maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Like super clunky, big Garmins or something that you
Yeah.
could probably buy for like some for the well-to-do
Yeah.
truckers. But aside from that, probably not.
Yeah, because I was gonna say it make it super easy just GPSing your way across, but I'm like, wait, it's 2023 in real life and also in this world, but they don't have iPhones.
Yeah.
You know, they don't. But yeah, no, I thought it was a really good episode,
Yeah.
and,
sorry,
I'm so confused as to what's going on with Henry at the end. Now that I know it's Henry.
Yeah, and so from what I gathered, I only watched the episode once, which, whatever. Henry is one of the people responsible for the death of that woman's brother, and she's pissed and she wants him dead, and they're trying to find him. And so they left to go find food. Turns out Joel and Ellie got really unlucky, and they both had the same idea to go to the tallest building, and then Joel's a super heavy sleeper, and Ellie was like, "Hey, are you sure that you're gonna hear that? Because you really can't hear very well out of your right side."
Yeah, I'll be fine.
I'll hear it.
I'll hear it for sure.
Yeah, and then she gives this really stupid diarrhea joke, and they have this nice laugh together. Right, the first time we hear Joel, even see Joel crack a smile, let alone laugh. And so she's really breaking down these
It's kind of a
these
funny
walls
joke.
that his diarrhea runs in, or diarrhea is genetic. It runs in your genes. Yeah. It was funny.
Yeah.
But regardless, she's breaking down these walls that he's put up over the last 20 years after losing his daughter. So,
Yeah.
and then, they wake up and I thought it was so funny when they woke up, the adult Henry has his gun on the little child, and his child has his gun on Joel. Like, why would you put your child on the grown ass man? Like,
Well, maybe he's thinking he cares more about the child than himself. So if I, the adult, has the gun on the child, he won't make a move because I will pull the trigger, whereas vice versa, he might not.
maybe.
Mind games,
But
dude. Mind games going on here. That dude's a
Yeah.
psychologist, I bet you. I bet you
Maybe.
Henry's a psychologist. Yeah.
Maybe. I just thought it was funny. They wake up and the child is the one on the adult. And we know he's like, trained and he can actually fight. So you might not want your kid pointing a gun at him. But
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, all in all, I'm super excited to see what happens now, especially now that I know it's Henry. I want to know what big monster that is down there. I want to know how they get out of there. I want to know what Henry's deal is, because I feel like Henry's a good guy, actually. I don't feel like he's a bad guy now, because that chick seems kind of crazy. She killed a doctor who had nothing to do with her brother's death just because she was like, oh, I don't know where he is, or I don't want Henry and his kid to die, for your bloodlust type deal. So I feel like she's kind of a bad person here. And she's hiding a giant monster that she knows about. So
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of bad vibes from her, even though they look like the good folks. And
Yeah.
Henry feels a little bit better, even with a gun pointed to him, because of the drawings. Because of the
he's just
drawings.
taking care of his kid.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta sympathize with that, right?
Yeah.
Like he's got this young child who's super scared, been in hiding for who knows how long. Like how long have
And he's still
those-
drawing Superman.
Yeah,
Still drawing him.
yeah. Poor kid.
Poor
Poor
kid.
kid. I want him to get out of it.
Yeah. So, yeah, all in all, this is a great episode. A little short for my tastes, but
Yeah.
that's because we've been spoiled, I feel like.
Yeah, I wish it could have been longer, but it's like if it would have been longer, would it just have been filled with fluff? I like that they're not sticking to, because on most shows it's like we're doing a 1 hour episode every single week and that's it. boom, it has to fit in 1 hour. And that might make some constraints on what you can and can't put in. And maybe some things get cut short because you have that time constraint. And this one, they're like, hey, on your episode, go however long you need or however short you need. So every single episode so far is like, that's exactly what they want to put in every single episode. And that's cool.
Yeah, it really feels like they're filming on the story beats they want, which makes the beat feel good. You know, you got your fast, your slow, your whatever. All of it feels good, though. And as a whole, this may have been my least favorite. This is my second least favorite. Episode 2 or this one, I think, is my least favorite. But
Okay.
they're not bad by any means. Like, not that. It's just I thought episode 3 and episode 1 are gold. Like, legit. And this one, I guess, has a little bit more, so maybe I like it more than 2. I don't know.
Yeah.
All of them are just great so far.
Yeah, I think if I were to have to rank the episodes so far, I would go for this one as my first. I would go 4, 2, 3, 1. And 1 was just a lot of introductions. It was a little bit boring overall, but it's expected in an introductory episode for me.
Yeah.
So that's not as in like best to worst, as in it's bad. It's best to
Best.
not as best.
Yeah.
So, but they've all been good so far, and I'm can't wait for next episode. You
Which-
said this Friday night.
This
Yeah.
Friday, before the Super Bowl. So we're excited. Hopefully we'll get this video out before that episode comes out.
Yeah, they should.
And if that's the case and you happen to watch this before that video, leave a comment below on your predictions. No spoilers. No predictions, right? No predictions. Okay, don't spoil it for us. With that, Ray out.
Thanks for watching. Hey, Nick here. If you enjoyed this video, please gently caress that like button for us.
And Ray, thanks for watching. It was a blast. Make sure to hit that subscribe if you want to stay up to date with what we're doing, what me and him are doing. There. Me and him, Nick and Ray. Subscribe.